Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Pharaoh. Welcome back. Today we have more shard summoning. I thought I was going to skip this event. It's this bonus summon rush we have going on for 50 potential extra fragments, which I will pick up. It's just too much. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I almost would have rather just skipped the first one and then just done this one straight away because it's theoretically less points. I mean, if you're going for 3,000 for the first 25, which is what I did, and then you're going for 3,000 again, it's like you could have just gone for 3,000 and then the extra 2,500 here as well. But I'm going to pick this up because I'm having a real difficult time getting some. I'm gonna have a real difficult time getting some of these tournaments done. The Champion Chase tournament is basically a skip now, and then I'd like to skip a Dungeon Divers tournament. I'll probably do the Spider tournament. I'm having trouble with Spider 10. I just need to make a rough stone, I think. So Spider 10 is magic affinity. Most of my units are either magic or spirit, and spirit is weak to magic, so I'm having problems there. But if I make rough stone, he's a rare champion with an AoE for his first skill. He could help a lot. He's force affinity, so we'll have advantage there in terms of affinity. So yeah, the Fire Knight tournament starts soon. I have built up Allure. She is working now. The gear that I have on her, I won the legendary gear from champion training. The first champion training of this fusion, I got the legendary ones, and then this rare set I got, or not the rare, the epic set I got from the Ice Golem tournament. So these two then are just accuracy and crit rate. You know, not the greatest build in the world. I'm just doubling the HP and defense. You know, you'd like to have more than that. The speed is fantastic. I'm happy with the speed. The crit rate isn't high enough and the accuracy isn't high enough because she needs to crit on the first skill to get the turn meter reduction, and she needs the accuracy to actually get the turn meter reduction there. So the crit rate and the accuracy, I think, are probably the hardest parts. Even with these chests and things here, I'm still having difficulty reaching that. I'm just farming stage 14 very consistently. Typically you need 140 accuracy for a stage 14. But at 103, she seems to be doing pretty well. I don't have any banners anyway if I were to 6-star her, but yeah, she's working fine like this. Honestly, this build is doing just fine in 14. And then I can just show you guys the team I'm running real quick. I'm running so Deacon in the lead with the speed lead, and then Artok, Shield Guard, Allure, and Kale. So with the Relentless set, she's getting extra turns, which is pretty helpful. But honestly, having her at just that fast is great. I think if I had her at 210 speed, if I had her, what would that be? 18 speed faster. She was 10 to 18 speed faster. She would be getting 2 turns for every 1 turn the boss takes, I think. I think he has about 200 speed. Or no, 100? I think he's got like 100, maybe 103 speed. He's pretty slow. She'd be able to get 2 turns, and then the shield getting broken wouldn't be an issue anyway. And because she has affinity advantage, she's never going to weak hit. That's a pretty serious issue with the force affinity people have with Allure. Yeah, it's the force affinity ones suck. If you have Allure, if you have a different team, then you're just going about it in a different way anyway. So maybe it's working out fine, but yeah, the force affinity ones are definitely tough for her. No skill ups needed. I'm super happy I pulled her. But yeah, anyway, there was one more thing here. I have, so I don't even have enough crit rate actually. With the 15% bonus I get, that only brings me up to 82% accuracy. So I'm at 97% crit rate. I mean, 97% crit rate in the Spirit Affinity of Fire Knight. So there are, 3 out of 100 hits I'm going to miss this. But yeah, it hasn't tended to be too big of a deal. So I'm going to get the silver together, sell some gear real quick, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I sold some gear. I think we're good to go there. I did pick up another $50 pack, so that brings me to about 290, I think, with tax added in. So I really will be done spending after that, I think. Like, I don't know. I didn't want to spend money on the Emic Fusion and then not get Emic. It's like I just need to make sure I get them. Then I did do Fire Knight 13 today, so I could get this Sacred Shard as well for this little summon rush we have, and that completes the dungeon challenges. That's pretty nice there. Artifacts, I'm at 10 out of 10. That's just going to happen with time. This stuff is a little bit more like I just have to get the actual pieces. Like, it's not a difficult thing to do. And two of these, no, they're all three in different dungeons. Frost is in Dragons, I think. Yeah, Retaliation's in Ice Golem, and Regeneration's in Fire Knight. So that's just going to be something that happens over time. Arena, I'm not in gold yet. Once I hit gold 1, I'm fine. Upgrade 3 affinity bonuses to level 5. That might stay in gold tier for 2 ranking periods. That'll be a 2-week deal there. Yeah, once I get to gold, this stuff is basically done. Yeah, this is just more of a time thing too. The artifacts in the arena are not the most difficult ones to finish, and neither is this. Getting a Spirit and Forest champion up, I should be doing that pretty shortly here. Once again, like I keep saying that, but I don't know, I keep finding units I have to get to the 5-star level at least for them to be usable. Oh, something before I summon too. Rector Drath actually helped me a lot in Fire Knight to get through the Force affinity. If you guys have her, or something like a Reliquary Tender could work too, in terms of just keeping your team alive. Just some sort of support, preferably something with a revive on it, can really help you get through certain dungeon stages early on like this when you don't have the best gear, but you know that you could do 14, whereas 13 is just way harder because it's an affinity issue. Something like a Rector Drath is really, really helpful. So, yeah, you guys could keep that in mind. Of course, it could just be simply a gear check too. That could be the issue, but it might just be an issue of your lineup works for, you know, Void plus 2 affinities, but not the other normal affinity, you know. Anyway, I'll go probably all 5 Sacreds here, because there's a chance to get an extra legendary if you get a legendary. I'm going to go for the 25 here to get Stag Knight as well. Fantastic champion. AoE decreases attack and defense on a 3-turn cooldown, and it does those debuffs for 2 turns. And then decreases speed for 2 turns. He's probably going to end up in my Fire Knight team as well. Gives a unit accuracy when the debuff is resisted by an enemy. So this is actually going to be really helpful for Allure moving forward. If you know, over time I'll get the accuracy up and that'll be fine. But earlier on like this, it's definitely hard to get the, you know, health, defense, speed, crit rate, and accuracy on your champions when you're working with a bunch of 5-star gear. Like 6-star gear is obviously what you are aiming for in this game. So we will pop off here. This should be enough silver, I hope. Wow. Okay, another allure. That'll be for the faction guardians, I guess. Okay, Basilisk. He revives this champion when killed, and then blocks damage. I don't know. Maybe he seems useless. Fenix. Okay, he's probably going to end up in the in my clan boss team. Actually, this is a pretty good pull. So he does some cool stuff. Attacks one enemy and decreases defense and speed, which is fine. Attacks all enemies and places block active skills for 1 turn if the skill does not place block buffs. So you can either block buffs on the enemy for 2 turns, which is pretty nice. Has some synergy with Talia. Okay. But really the first skill is what you're using him for like a clan boss team. I'm not sure that he gets much use out of these other than in like faction wars. This is a cool ability for arena for sure, but you'd probably rather just cleave. And by the time that this would be something really useful, like higher levels, you have other units like legendaries that the whales are booking out and stuff. This one, though, attacks one enemy, places an extra hit if the target has any debuffs. Enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. So actually really cool for Ice Golem as well. He could kill the Ice Golem ad, and then that side ad never comes back. It's like, you know, Armiger on crack. Of course, he does it just with attack, whereas Armiger's second skill can absolutely just obliterate a unit with that enemy max HP skill. The second skill, which is pretty cool. But this should be fantastic for clan boss for me. I definitely needed some sort of single target heavy attacker in that role. Okay, immune to stuff, already looking like an arena champion. Shield and strengthen. Yeah, he'll be, yeah, I was just gonna say he will be probably relegated to faction crypt. So last chance here to get a legendary, and that's fine. Okay, another husk. I don't know what's going on with this account. I'm pulling so many dupe epics early on. That's insane to me. I've gotten like 4 different dupes. Before we pop into these, I'll show you guys. Faction Guardians here. Sorry, I don't apparently remember where the duplicates are, but there are. This is Deacon here. Orgrin tribes, no. Lizard men, probably not there. Nope. Orcs. If I just pulled them, I should know where they go. Allure, yeah, okay, so we got 2 allures here. Yep. And we've got Husk here as well. I'm just gonna go through and make sure. Shadowkin, I've got Tarogi here. Tarogi. Okay, so yeah, 4 duplicates already, and I really haven't pulled that many shards. It seems kind of odd, but yep, that's how it goes sometimes. Okay, Mausoleum Mage, Chinoruo. Orgrin Jailer can be pretty good for clan boss as well. I'm just hoping at least one of these. Coffin Smasher can be good too if you need the decrease attack. I'm sure you guys have seen Hell Hades say that like a billion times. Mausoleum Mage is actually pretty solid if you have something like a Seer. He can do this skill. She'll rip off those buffs and destroy things very quickly. He removes debuffs, heals, fills turn meter, increases crit rate, defense, also places to block debuffs, decreases speed. He actually does a lot of stuff, a lot of cool stuff. I think she's pretty much trash though, this one here. Yeah, I don't see her being used really anywhere. Alright, Apothecary. I do have High Katoon now, so this skill, I mean, I feel like I'm just getting from High Katoon. I don't need the heal because I've got like Archbishop Pinthroy and Rector Wrath. Having something that can crit as a heal is pretty odd. He can be really good for Fire Knight if you guys need a Fire Knight champion to help with breaking the shield. Increased speed and filling turn meter is massive for Fire Knight. He does have defense for dungeons as well, which is cool. He can heal once again a single target, but this, you know, hitting 3 times, that's breaking the shield pretty fast. So there is that there as well. We're just gonna go ahead and do it. I think single now, and just get through here until we get to the Stag Knight. Again, anything I can get along the way for the Razin fusion is pretty cool. Okay, Aethel. Aethel is probably the best starter champion in Arena if you pick her right away, because she'll buff herself, then gain an extra turn, and then hit the enemies, whereas the other 3 of them just have the AoE. You have to bring another unit to buff. But that only lasts, that's like an issue the first day or 2 days. Like, that's not a long-term issue. So I'd still definitely pick Kale. Okay, good. That was the guaranteed one. I was gonna be like, what? If I was confused. I almost, it almost seemed like it was like I pulled Stagnite right before I was gonna get the guaranteed one anyway. But that's pretty cool to get Stagnite there. Let me make some space real quick, and I've got some voids as well to pull. Alright, so I went into the Summon Rush area, and I kind of have it mapped out now what I need. So we're just going to pick whatever this is up. Allegedly, he's the worst 4-star in the game, or not, Epic, I mean. Yeah, cool. Anyway, we've got 20 of these to rip off, so really, honestly, like, these are the most premium things to me, the Void Shards, because obviously this is the only way to get Void Champions, so, yeah, really hoping for obviously the best results here. Okay, Reliquary Tender is still good, even though I have Rector, I can use her. Bellower is good. Okay, so, yeah, Bellower is probably the one I'm most excited about in here. Painkeeper is cool. Might not need her with Emic, though. Not sure. Ooh, that's brutal. Okay, we get Bellower, which is cool, though. Let me check the summon area here. Okay, so legendary skill tome's obviously nice. So we need 100 more. So the question mark is, do we go for a void or do we go for 5 of these? Probably just a void. Just because it's less champions I have to work with then. Ragnar Gold Gleam, yes. Okay, so I've had him before. Obviously, if I know his name, I've built him and it didn't work. He's a strange one. Decreases the cooldown of this champion's Gleam of Avarice, the 3rd skill, I believe, by 1 turn every time this champion loses 15% of HP. So if he loses 45% of HP in 1 hit, it's 3 turns cooldown, I think, instantly. The HP loss is accumulated and tracked over multiple turns, attacks, or hits, and is not affected by healing or other HP increases, so it's not like you increase the HP and then it's just reset instantly. Gleam of Avarice places a 50% increased attack buff on this champion for 2 turns, then attacks 1 enemy, has a 75% chance, 100% when booked up, of placing a 25% weaken debuff on the target for 2 turns, so greater weaken. Also has a 75% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff on the target before attacking. So this one just places. It can't even, it's not going to glance anyway. It can't miss, so there's no weak hit that's going to stop debuffs anyway. But he can do decreased defense and weaken for 2 turns. On a 4-turn cooldown, and if he gets hit, it's less than a 4-turn cooldown, which looks really cool. If you're going to use him, you have to book him out fully, which is, you know, I guess it's not terrible. What is this, 7, no, 6, 7, 11? So the booking is not bad. The second skill sacrifices HP equal to 15% of this champion's max HP, then fills this champion's turn meter by 75%, and places a shield debuff on this champion equal to 20% of their max HP for 3 turns. So this skill alone instantly takes 1 cooldown off of this. Decreases the cooldown of the skill every time the champion loses 15% HP. He's literally doing it to himself. So it's instantly one thing right off. The HP sacrifice will happen even if it kills this champion. GG's. And will ignore shield and block damage debuffs He's 100% dead if you use this and he has less than 15% HP. There is nothing that will save him, other than maybe unkillable. It doesn't say unkillable here. I'm assuming block damage buff includes unkillable, but maybe unkillable keeps him alive. And then he has a leech on the first skill. Really, he's there for this. Decreases defense and weakens. Can be pretty good against bosses, because obviously you want to deal as much damage as you can to the boss, you know, get them down quicker, and then your life is a little easier. He's got Doom Tower battles. I don't know why. I guess I didn't think of him as a Doom Tower champion, but perhaps he is good for Doom Tower bosses. So that does complete that stuff. Yep, so got all that. So now that I've got these extra 50 shards, I'm at 200, I think. Oh, 225. So obviously we need 4. I think I'm probably going to skip obviously the champion chase is getting skipped because I just did 2 summon rushes, so the champion chase tournament is not something I'm doing. And then the other one I'm probably going to skip might actually be the artifact enhancement, unless I can get enough silver. I mean, I really hate doing these. I'm going to finish this one because I've started it. It's 3,000 points. I need to get them almost halfway there, and there's 2 days left. The Dungeon Divers one here, I will very likely finish. The Fire Knight tournament starts tomorrow, and I'll be definitely going hard on that tomorrow, so there shouldn't be an issue finishing Dungeon Divers. But yeah, I figured I'd do this Summon Rush because there's a Stag Knight available. That's a pretty big one, and then there was a chance of getting an extra legendary if I did pull a legendary, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, this video's gone long enough. I hope all of you enjoyed it. If you are still here this long and you're not subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. And don't forget to like the video as well. And I'll see all of you guys in the next one.